person to stop them from going there. What we need tonight is a vision of this place called hell. It is said of William Booth, the founder of the Salvation Army, he wished that all his soldiers, all his officers, could hang over hell for 24 hours prior to going out and attempting to win others to Christ. He felt this would stir and compel them to a deeper commitment to win souls to Christ. If tonight we could just get a vision of these horrors of hell, how would we be moved to win others to Christ before it's too late? Because the greatest horror of hell is not the weeping, it's not the wailing, it's not the gnashing of teeth, it's not the fact that it's forever, it's not the fact that men and women, demons, will remember everything forever. These are things that fairy tales are made of. The greatest horror of hell is its reality. That it is true. That these things do exist. They're not fairy tales. They're not parables. They're not fables. They don't have good lessons in them. But rather, everything that was mentioned about hell was to stop people from going there. But does it compel us to save others from going to this place called hell? Why don't we stand across this place tonight? Sister Beth, you can come to the altar. Tonight, if we could get a vision of this place called hell, what would it sound like? Brother Stemmy, if we could just get a vision of hell, what would hell sound like? Is this what we would hear? People crying out, weeping and wailing. What must we do to get a vision of hell? Must we listen closely? If we listen closely, would we hear the voice of our Father? Would we hear the voice of our Mother? There, somewhere in the background of all that crying out, do we hear that co-worker that we never told about Christ? If we listen closely, do we hear our neighbors crying out for help? We need a vision of hell. Tonight, God is calling us to get a vision of hell and save those around us with fear and trembling before they go to this real place called hell. People teach that it doesn't exist. Hell's more real than any of us could imagine. And as Christians, we have a responsibility that's been placed upon us. The Great Commission is go ye into all the world and preach the gospel to every creature. What are we doing when we do that? We're trying to save those and go to a place called hell. But are we so moved with compassion for them that we are compelled to save them with everything that is within us? Or are we just, okay, I told them about Christ. I told them about this place called hell, that what they're going to. I've done my part. Now it's time for me to move on. And we do it nonchalantly. And we just go by it through routine. Another day I read my Bible. Another day I pray. And we go through our emotions. But we're never compelled to say we're fearing. We can know we're supposed to, and we can do it. But are we so stirred to our inner being that everything within us is crying out, don't go to hell! The greatest horror of hell is that it actually exists. When you die, you're standing before God. The greatest horror that you'll ever experience for all of eternity is the fact that hell really exists. And we're moved with compassion to stop them from going to a place called hell. We need to get a hold of the vision. We need to get a hold of the burden tonight. If you want that burden tonight, God, I'm tired of going through my everyday routine. God, I don't want to just pray for souls, but I want to be so moved with compassion that I move with everything that is within me to save one soul from going to this place called hell. If that is you tonight, you want to be stirred by God, and He just makes it such a reality and that's so ingrained within you. God, I don't want to just tell others about you, but I want to do it with compassion. I don't want to do it like a routine. I want to be stirred with feelings and emotion that I do, make sure I do everything I can to keep them from going to a place called hell. If that is you tonight, I'll find a place here at the altar.